Hello everyone, this is Megha from Mevi Technologies and welcome back to our channel. In the part 2 Gradio video, we're going to cover regarding the different kind of inputs like Dropdown and also a different kind of output, maybe a text and a data frame. And also we'll see how to add a quantity for this. So now for the quantity, I'm continuing with the previous uh, video content where the toppings and size was introduced. Now I'm going to add it like quantity. Okay, so now when I add the quantity over here, so basically the people will choose a size, a topping and a quantity. So now what I have to do is I have to just multiply, or I have to just whatever the quantity they choose, I need to just multiply with the total price. So for total price, right? So total price was nothing but PP and TP. So I'll just remove this and here I'll add it like total equal to this one, and instead of TP plus BP, I'll just add total over here. Okay, so now I'm returning the total price. So this is this much, and here I need to multiply it with quantity. Okay, so if they have selected a base price plus, for example, if they have selected small onion, and they can multiply with the quantity over here. So I have added this. So this looks simple. Let us see some more inputs and outputs. So what I'll do is instead of radio, I'll use Dropdown. Okay, and here after that what I can do is let us introduce to one more feature called as label, which will show it as select the number of toppings that you need, or select the number of what is the size that you need, or something that it will give a label in the UI. So for that I'm going to say label is equal to select size. Okay, and then here I'll give for the radio button select the topping. So I have to say label equal to select the topping. Okay, then I'll add one more that would be the number. So I'll just add one more called gr.number. Okay, so now here I'll say gr.number, or you can also use so if you want to use the number, or sometimes you might want to use a slider is also available. The number you have to enter the quantity, while slider you have to just slide the numbers. So we'll see both. How does it work? We'll see both. So here I'll make this as capital yes. Always remember that the gr, after gr dot the slider or maybe drop down, whatever you want, it has to be capital. Okay, the input. So now I'll say slider, and here I'll say, so I want to give a label. So for that I'm going to say label is equal to, so I'll say maybe select or enter the quantity. Okay, so here first I'll give number, later I'll show you slider. Okay, so I'll just give number and now I'll execute it. Let us see how this is going to work. So after loading, it would look something like this. By default, it has chosen small over here since we have the first size as the small over here. So then I'll select medium pizza with onion topping, and I will select the quantity 1 or 2 and I'll click on submit. Here you can see that it is giving me the total price as 449. Let me increase the quantity and check. Now you can see that I'm getting 549 rupees for a medium pizza onion. And if I want to select corn, and if I click on 3, and here you can see the price is getting changed. So this is how it's going to work for us. So now what we have done is we have just saw the label and different kind of the inputs. Now let us use the slider and see how this is going to work. So now instead of number, I'm going to use slider, and in that slider I need to give a minimum and maximum number. So I'm going to say that minimum. Okay, so in this minimum here, okay, let me add minimum is equal to, So I might want to start with 0, but because we need at least minimum quantity 1 if I'm starting with anything, right? So I need minimum quantity as 1. So here let me add maximum quantity. So in this maximum quantity, we can give up to 15 for a person. Now I'll save this and let me execute this and see how the slider gonna look like. So now it's going to take a few seconds to load. So here you can see I'm having 1 to 15. Let me choose olives and I'll select the small pizza and I'll select maybe 5. Okay, so 5 and I'll click on submit. Here you can see that the total price is 849 rupees. So I'm just using the slider. So here this is how you can use it. So now we have learnt about the two different kind of inputs now. One is drop down and one more is slider. Now let us see how we can store the previous order. So what I've done is in this just one session, I have ordered two things. Maybe I've ordered the medium corn pizza. The quantity is 2 and I might have ordered this for twice. So what if I want to see all the past data in that session that we have done? So now here to store the data we have multiple ways. The multiple ways like the databases like SQL or PostgreSQL we can connect and store it, and to make it a little easier this time I'm trying out with the data frames that is there in Pandas. You might have heard about the concept called Pandas, the Pandas library and the data frame concept. If not, we'll have the small 2 to 3 minutes discussion of the Pandas. So how to use a Pandas? So let us see that. So I'm going to first import Pandas as PD. Because Google Colab has the built-in Pandas, I no need to install it just like we did for Gradio. So this one is having a built-in Pandas. After importing it, so Pandas has a two different kind of data structure. So data structure means which can store multiple kind of datas and which can store multiple data in a single variable and which could be in a order or unorder. In like a few of the data structure are having a few of the qualities. We'll see what are the qualities of Pandas data frames. So data frame is one of the data structure Pandas is having. One more kind of data structure we are having, that is series. Now what I'll do is I'll say df is equal to, so I'll make a list. So 1 comma 2 comma 3. So this is nothing but a list right now. So here I'll just print df and then I'll say df is equal to pd dot data frame. So in this data frame I'll pass down the df and now let us print the df over here. So if I do that, here you can see this is how a normal list is and this is how the data frame is. So data frame is having the index as well as the column names, right? So now what I'll do is I'll save the data something like this. For example, df is equal to, so now I need a data frame which is having the index and the column or the headers, right? So I'm going to say that. So let me take how many columns am I having over here. So I need to make a header as the maybe the pizza size, toppings and quantity. So what I'll do now is I'll just create a dictionary. So in this dictionary what I'll do is, so I'll say here size, okay, like this, empty, I'll leave it. So now after size I'll select the toppings and so here the size is a key, list of values we are having, toppings is a key and the list of values we are having. So toppings I'm keeping. So now I'll say one more as quantity and here I'll say the list again, take the list again. So after that what I'll do is I'll just execute this. Now let us add a size small and here I'll add a toppings as onion and here I'll have the quantity as 3. And now what I'll do is I'll just convert this dictionary into data frame. So I'm going to say that df is equal to pd dot data frame of the dictionary. So I'll execute this, and here it is saying dic is not defined because I've not executed this. I'll execute it and execute this again. So let us print this df and see. Now you can see that it is giving me in the form of this particular table and column. So what we can do is this, I can define an empty dictionary earlier itself. So what I'll do, for every session I might want to call this and add it. So before that itself I'll create it. Okay, so I'll create this over here. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll keep this as an empty. Okay, I'll keep this as an empty. Okay, so we know that this is a list. So list means I can append the items, isn't it? And the toppings is also a list. So every time a user selects us, what we will do is, before getting the price or the quantity, before making it a total, and we need one more column as well. I need the bill amount, right? The total price. So I'm going to add one more column called as total here. Okay, so after adding the total, so here I will append the total amount as well. So now what I'll do here, after calculating the total amount, so I'll say dictionary of, first I need to append the size. So what I'll do, dot append. So here I'll just append the size whatever the user has sent it. So I'll append the size. So after that I'll add the dictionary of, so I'll say the toppings. Toppings, I'll append whatever the user has sent the toppings. So here I'll take this toppings. So make sure that the same keys, the same spellings that you are using. So I'm taking the user, whatever the user sent the toppings. So after that I need to know the quantity. So I'll just say quantity dot append quantity. Okay, so after that I need to append the total bill. So here I'm going to say, so total dot append. Here I'm going to append the total bill that has been calculated, so which has been stored in total. Okay, so now we have got the dictionary and which would be added, and here as well. So now I want to see the output, right? So whether it has got, now this is just a dictionary, isn't it? This is just a dictionary where it will give me an output as a dictionary itself. But what I want it to be a data frame. To make it as a data frame, what I can do is, here I need to import pandas as PD. So importing must be done. Pandas as PD. So whatever the dictionary that has been added, I'll convert that dictionary into data frame. To convert it into data frame, so let me say df is equal to pd dot data frame. So every time what we do is, every time we add it to the dictionary, convert it to the data frame and send it to the output. So now I'm going to say that pd dot data frame. In that data frame I should pass the dictionary. So once I pass the dictionary over here, so what will happen is the dictionary it will be converted into data frame, and here you can see that we are having the df. So what if you want to save it as a save it as the CSV file or something? I can say that df dot, so I might want to convert it into CSV. So I'm going to say that to CSV. So in this to CSV, I need to give a CSV for CSV name. So I'm going to say that pizzabill.csv. So I'm going to give this name, and I'm going to say that index equal to false, so that it won't add the index. If you want the index, but if you don't want the header, so I'm going to say that header is equal to false. Now I'll just execute this. So after executing this, here what I need to do is I need to return the data frame as well. So I need to return two outputs for the user, right? So for the two outputs, I'm going to say over here as the df, I'm returning the data frame. So I'm going to send one output is a text output, one more output is a data frame output. So now here let us add the outputs. So here I'll just, so here we have the slider. So we haven't seen the slider we have added earlier. Okay, so we have the slider over here. Now what I'll do is here I'll just add the one more output. So here also I should take a list of outputs. So gr.text, in this text I'm going to add a label is equal to total price. Okay, and then I'll add gr.data frame. Okay, in this data frame I'm going to add the label. So here let me add label equal to past orders. Okay, so now let us execute this and see and check whether we are getting as we expected. So here a comma is missing, that's the reason we got that error. Now let it get loaded and see how this is going to work. So I'm going to go for a new tab where it's going to take a few seconds to load it. So now here you can see that we are having settings and we are having Gradio built, what is built with Gradio and so on. So past orders right now it is empty. We do not have anything, right? So now I'll select con and I'll select one quantity and append. So now we are getting the error. Let us see what is this error for. So I'll just flag this. Now, so here we are getting the error. So for that, to check what is happening, first what we'll do is first we'll debug this particular problem. A debug means we'll see where the error is coming. So first I'll just call this particular function pizzabill. So now before that we'll see whether a CSV file is formed. Yes, the CSV file is formed, pizzabill.csv. Let us check what we are having. So in this it is having small con 1 and 298. So we are storing the data, so not a problem. So now what I'll do is so saving the data is not a problem. The total price and sending this thing is working. So there is nothing problem over here. So have we done any mistake over here? Let us see. Output also we are having perfect and this is also perfect. It is getting saved. So not a problem. And here slider, that is also okay. And because when we see this pizzabill.csv, here we are having this one. So now let me do one thing. I'll say header equal to false, and instead of header equal to false I'll keep the header as true, so that we need to get this size and also all those things, size, toppings, quality, quantity and total, that I needed. So now I'll just execute this again and see if the problem persists. So now I'll just see onion small and submit, and here you can see that it is showing our previous order also, because I said the header equal to false, it was not showing this and it was showing us an error. So earlier I selected con 3 quantity and it is giving me that also. I'll add paneer over here and I'll select the quantity as 3. I think the this buttons was easy, rather than here also you can select, here you can see, but it is giving me in the interval of 0.1 and 0.2. So in the part 4 video we'll see how we can select that as well. So I'll click on submit. Here you can see that it is getting added over here. So here and also every time I create this, and now let us see this bill and see how this is working. So now you can see that it is saving as well. So if you want to download this CSV file, you can download this CSV file as well, where you can upload it in, where you can just use it in Excel or any other notepad also, you can open it. So thank you for watching this video part 3 Gradio, where we have learned about adding the label, adding the drop down, saving the data. In the next session we'll meet and we'll discuss even more about the Gradio. Thank you everyone. We'll meet in next video.